Big Sky Outdoors, powered by Town Pump, fueling your next outdoor adventure, is also brought to you by Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. By Montana Army Navy, get it, get out, and live it. And the Outdoor Report is provided by Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks.
Little fella. It's not a huge hole there. We don't have a ton of room to work with, but I know you're not happy. I know. I'm gonna help you. Easy. Oh, come on, you were thinking about it. I saw you creeping that way. All right, pal. Good luck. I now declare you wild and free.
Päätös. Hän ei pipestään ohoni. Hän ei näkään tästä tiiveästä. Ja niin pistää tästä.
In 1997, black-footed ferrets were first restored here to Fort Belknap Indian Reservation. It was the first black-footed ferret reintroduction on tribal lands.
Oh, oh. And today is a good day. We have a good day. You notice that the sun's shining. We've been blessed. And we should all be proud. Be proud from Fort Belknap Reservation to have black-footed ferret back. Oh, look, I heard Nikes on.
Black-footed ferrets once numbered in the hundreds of thousands across North America. They require large prairie dog colonies to survive. They live in prairie dog burrows and they eat only prairie dogs. The last 200 years, people have poisoned the vast majority of prairie dog colonies across the Great Plains and Intermountain West. They've been restored to the wild in numerous locations, but because of the disease plague, which wipes out both prairie dogs and black-footed ferrets, we have a long way to go.
Look there. Oh.
To be part of this, bringing a native species back to its native habitat, I have a hard time with people even arguing about that. You know, how can you argue about something like that? It's, you know, it's something it's right, it should be. The little ferret, that little prairie dog, is just as important as the buffalo in our way of thinking.
Join me, Dan Egan, for adventure ski trips and camps around the globe. Camp locations are Big Sky, Montana, Killington, Vermont, Val d'Isere, France, and Valle Nevado, Chile. Come learn the secrets of all-terrain skiing, plus strategy and tactics that will expand your winter world. Find us on the web at skiclinics.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. skiclinics.com. Winter education for every generation.
There's the man. Yes. Thank you. Good to have you.
Our chairman and most of the council are tied up in a state tribal relations committee meeting. We don't want to keep them in here any longer than we have to, so we can just head on out.
Okay. Now today in 2013 is the second attempt to reestablish black-footed ferrets here at Fort Belknap.
So the first burrow is the lollipop up here. So we can bring the one female. We'll get.
Let me grab one, get one ready for
Yeah,
him.
let's do that. Should we,
We're hoping that this is a lot more successful than it was 16 years ago.
I want you to carry it. Okay.
We want to continue to be a part of the reintroduction efforts. We're proud to be a part of the reintroduction effort to help them out and get them on the ground. Just makes you wonder if these guys can hear the prairie dogs and go, hey!
They're like, yes.
Yeah.
It's a really nice opportunity and honor to be here today, celebrating the return of the masked bandit to Snake Butte Buffalo pasture here on the Fort Belknap Reservation.
It's an amazing comeback story, really. I mean, if you're down to 18 animals, that's about as close to extinction as you can get.
We really hope it'll work this time. Let's go get some
Give me a
ferrets.
hand
Go,
with,
you bet I can.
Cool. Check it out.
Okay, so the next one's just right over here.
Today we're going to restore black-footed ferrets here, and we hope that that will contribute to the population goal of 3,000 that's needed to save the black-footed ferret from extinction. The reason we think it has a better chance now is because today we have plague vaccine right on the horizon to help prairie dogs and ferrets survive. This is a species that we have a responsibility to restore to this earth, and we have to take every measure we can to do so.
So honored.
It's excellent to be working with
It'd be
you folks.
great.
We are grateful to the tribes at Fort Belknap for being a part of this solution and saving this animal from extinction.
Anybody who wants to join me?
I'll be out
Yes.
there. Seriously.
Great.
With everybody working together, we will succeed, and this animal will be recovered someday.
Okay.
Nice.
Buddy, listen, I know you want to go.
Right.
Good luck out there, my friend.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Well, we are really excited to be here today. Any minute now, 139 genetically pure Yellowstone bison will be arriving at Fort Peck Indian Reservation to join the original 48 Yellowstone bison that were brought here a couple years ago. Together, there will be almost 200 Yellowstone bison, the largest wild Yellowstone bison herd restoration effort in the Great Plains. And this is just a momentous day for wild bison restoration.
They are descendants of the last wild herd of bison that took refuge in Yellowstone National Park, and that's of significance to the scientific community, but also to the tribes, because it does represent wildness and a link to the past. And I think that everyone has a real interest in seeing that wildness preserved.
Most bison today are managed as livestock, and they are being semi-domesticated over time. They're not truly wild anymore. They're not allowed to be wild anymore. These bison are going to be managed as wild as is possible for the future to make sure that these bison maintain their wild characteristics and impact the land the way they once did.
Where they took care of us for thousands of years, and now it's our turn to take care of them. Pretty much that's our department philosophy, I guess you'd say. What I'd like to see is it to continue on, so that when, like, my kids, my grandkids, that the herd is still taken care, you know, or people, my grandson. That's what I want to see.
The relationship between tribes and bison was one of sustainable use for eons. The buffalo economy really could be restored on reservations. You think about the vast grasslands that they manage and the opportunity that there is there for them to do so again. I think there's a lot of potential when you look at tribal communities and how tight-knit they are for a communal good like bison to be highly beneficial in the future.
Our cultural herd started out with 8,300 acres, and it has grown now to 13,000 acres. And hopefully we'd like to eventually expand possibly to 25,000 acres.
This is already putting us 20% of the way toward the ultimate goal of at least 1,000 wild bison in a herd. That's the number scientists say are necessary to restore the role the bison once had on the environment. This will also be a source population for additional herds across other lands that are available for bison. Other Indian tribes, for example, that are interested in bison restoration, and other public land areas in the future that want bison. And the Fort Peck tribes are the leaders in wild bison restoration out here. And we all owe them a debt of gratitude for the great work they're doing to restore this incredibly important animal to the Great Plains.
You know, it's just an awesome feeling. Our tribe made history. Could continue on this pure bison genetics for other tribes, and then we just keep passing on like a flower blooming. You know, all the tribes become involved, and pretty soon all the herds around the United States at different tribes, and everybody has pure bison genetics.
This is a huge collaborative effort, and we're so thrilled to have been invited to be a part of it. The Fort Peck tribes have led this, but there are several conservation organizations out here working together. Defenders of Wildlife, National Wildlife Federation, World Wildlife Fund. Other tribes actually are also collaborating on this. And of course, Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks that helped get the bison here today as well. Everybody is just coming together and working together because it's so exciting, it's so visionary, and its time has come.
Army-Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Get out and live it.
Coming up this week on the Outdoor Calendar. Coming up next weekend on Saturday, March 7th, is the 35th Annual Yellowstone Rendezvous Race in West Yellowstone, Montana. Come enjoy the beauty of the Yellowstone region and put a winter's worth of cross-country skiing training to the test. Skiers of all abilities and ages are welcome. For all the details, visit www.rendezvousrace.com. If you're interested in finding out about the current status of wolves and grizzlies in Yellowstone National Park, then come to The Wildest Consequential, Grizzlies, People, and Sharing the Land, presented by Steve Prim. It all kicks off at 7 p.m. at the Flathead Valley Community College at the Art and Tech Building, room 139, on March 5th. Also coming up next week in Southwest Montana on Monday, March 2nd, is the Special Olympics skiing, boarding, and snowshoeing event at Big Sky Resort. Come support these amazing athletes and enjoy the sunshine and all the great snow at Big Sky. The whole event kicks off at 9 a.m. and runs throughout the entire day. For more information and to get involved, visit somt.org or bigskyresort.com. This upcoming week is your last chance to see what you're made of and race your friends at the Wednesday Night Race League at Whitefish Mountain Resort. All racing abilities are welcome, and you can race anytime between 4:30 and 7 p.m. with a party at the beer stoop right after the event. For more information and to pre-register, go to www.skiwhitefish.com. If you have an event that you would like to post on Big Sky Outdoors, go to our Facebook page or www.bigskyoutdoorshow.com. Give us all the details of your outdoor event and we'll post it here on Big Sky Outdoors. Here's this week's outdoor report by our friends at Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks.
This is everything that they fished with.
Since he was a boy, John Faust's life has centered on fly fishing. But it was his role in a movie that created an explosion in Montana's fly fishing industry.
I started tying flies for Bob Ward when I was 9 years old. I started actually tying my own flies when I was 6 or 7.
Over the years, Faust has been a guide, owned a fly shop, invented many fly patterns, manufactured his own fly tying tools, and tied thousands and thousands of flies. A career that has shaped and touched many anglers in the Bitterroot Valley and beyond.
I wouldn't say I was a fly fishing legend. I catch my share of fish. I'm probably better known in the fly tying industry than I am in the fishing business.
One of Faust's biggest achievements came in 1992 when he created a robotic fish that ate Brad Pitt's fly and triggered a boom to Montana's fly fishing industry.
All I did is make that fish come up and eat that fly. See, the bug was hooked to the screen with another line, and then when the fish was pulled with a lanyard and came up and went down, the fly was pulled underwater, so it looked like the fish ate the fly.
Today, Faust has collected and put into displays many fly fishing artifacts from his extensive career in the hope they are preserved for future generations.
I thought it would be nice to keep some of this stuff so that the younger generation, eventually, there'd be samples of what their grandfathers and their great-grandfathers used.
Faust has become such a big fly fishing fixture in this valley. He's one of the only living people in Montana to have a plaque dedicated to them along a river.
You know, I didn't know I was such a great guy until they did that. You know, I thought I was just one of the local fish bangers. Pretty humbling. It was about a 4-day drunk.
And while Faust is modest, it is fair to say, at least in the Bitterroot Valley, he is a fly fishing legend. I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
Check out the Montana Experience YouTube channel. Weekly stories from across Big Sky country.